So here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Those where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. Whatever part of the world you're on, whatever time you are watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. So people know me as Criddle, like Riddle with the C. Other people know me as Nacho Mama. That was my old YouTube handle back in the day, but I'm going to go with my God-given name, which is Crystal Lavender. So thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to the sanctuary. So we are going to do a weekly check-in for Team Virgo. Hi, Team Virgo. Welcome here, welcome here. So we're going to do a weekly check-in. We're going to find out what you need to watch out for, what is your superpower, what your finances got going on, and then your love section, all right? So please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It's a little click for you, but it is a big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good. And I've got all kinds of cool stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm completely revamping my website. So keep your eye out for that. So let's get this party started. Virgo, what is it that Team Virgo needs to watch out for this week? The Hierophant. So be mindful of taking a moment to breathe. The Hierophant is also a card of higher knowing or higher learning. So don't dismiss your inner knowing, your inner higher knowing. Don't neglect your meditation exercises or just breathing in general. There might be something that might take you a minute to catch your breath on. Following tradition, being too rigid. It's also a card of higher authority, like my way or the highway. So your obstacle this week is um not being too stuck in your way, to be able to expand your horizons and your awareness to gain spiritual insight, all right? Don't be I don't know. I would just like to say don't be too rigid. The need to follow rules, like the Hierophant is all about needing to follow rules. Something about religious practices, like being so stuck in a religious practice or a religious pursuit that it is a burden to others in some way. I don't know who needs to hear that, but um I don't know. Just be mindful because that's your obstacle. Your obstacle is something about higher knowing, higher principles, higher learning, about being rigid. Like my way is the only way. It's like there are hundreds of thousands of different ways to do something or to believe, and it's okay that your belief is your belief, but almost like your beliefs are your beliefs, and unless they're warranted or asked for, it's almost like you can't just whip a penis out in the middle of nowhere and be shoving it down other people's throats. Okay, so be mindful of pushing your belief system onto other people, because what works for you might not always work for everyone else. All right, I know that's kind of a strange way to put it, but that's kind of what I'm getting off of that is there are other ways that also are productive and also work. So your obstacle right now is not pushing your belief system or your way onto others. All right, let's see what your superpower is. What is the superpower for Virgo for the week of March 10th to the 17th? Independence. Your superpower is being completely independent, emotionally independent. Um, That's having that emotional intelligence. That's not letting things get under your skin. That is standing in your own truth. Like, it's okay to stand in your own truth, and it's okay, when your truth works for you, it works for you, but be mindful that it doesn't always work for everyone else. And just because it doesn't work for everyone else doesn't mean that it's still not your truth. All right? And like standing in your own emotional intelligence, your own emotional integrity, not being dependent. Like, this is a card of being emotionally independent, of being financially independent, of being just independent in general, gaining some sort of sense of independence. That is your superpower, is your sense of independence, your sense of knowing that, like, no matter what happens, you've got you. You've always got you. You'll always have you. You're not being codependent on other people, you know, giving you praise, or not being dependent on validation from anyone else. It's like you don't need validation from other people because you know that what you're doing is right. But just because you know what you're doing is right, you got to be mindful that it might not be correct for someone else. All right? It might not be correct for someone else, and it's perfectly okay that it's correct for you. Like, that's your superpower, is you know what's good for you. You know how to do what you know how to do. Some people got to fuck around and find out. Some people need to touch that stove to know that it's hot. You done touched that stove a million times, you ain't going nowhere near it. There's something about your inner knowing that is your superpower as well as your obstacle. All right? It seems like it's like a double-edged sword in some ways. That is your superpower. Like, your knowing, your understanding, your way of doing things is your superpower. Your independence is your superpower, but it is also your obstacle. So, got to find that balance there. Got to find the balance. All right, what do we got for Team Virgo in finances? What are the finances? um Somebody in the dark, keeping somebody in the dark, something hiding, something you don't see yet, something that's going to be brought to light. There might be some sort of financial. Let me get the clarifier on this. What do we got on top of that moon card? The Hierophant. So don't be going out spending stuff, spending unnecessarily. With the Hierophant in the reverse here, that's like going against the grain, or buying secret things. Like, all of a sudden there's all these freaking Amazon boxes that show up, but you didn't tell your significant other that you went and bought all these things, and then they go and buy something else, and then it makes you in the negative because there was no communication. Like, don't be keeping stuff in the dark, okay? Like, make sure that you are keeping open communication with, if you are in a partnership with somebody, especially if you're in a partnership with somebody. All right? Like, don't be hiding unless it's for a surprise party. Well, that could be it too. Like, maybe you're buying some sort of surprise, and whoever it is an investigator, like an invested know-it-all, like Inspector Ratchet, and they can tell that there's something going on, but you're trying to keep it a secret because it's supposed to be some sort of surprise. um yeah, don't feel like, you might feel a sense of loneliness or isolation with this Hermit in reverse. So don't keep that a secret, and don't be buying stuff. Don't be You can't buy happiness, okay? Like, get out into the sunshine, do something that makes you feel alive. All right? Like, the whatever it is that you're putting in your cart, it's like, double check whatever it is that you're putting in your cart. Is like, do you really need that? You know what I mean? Or are you just like almost like emotional eating? Are you emotionally buying stuff? Are you secretly buying, like, do you have a secret emotional buying thing? Like how people emotionally eat, or they'll go, if they're having a bad time, they're feeling lonely, they go to the bar. You know what I mean? This might be your source of escapism. So be careful as using your finances as a source of escapism, okay? Don't be buying stuff just because you feel alone or lonely, and especially don't be keeping it a secret. Like, if you're feeling some sort of way, make sure that you are vulnerable with the people that love you, because you are loved, Virgo. You are loved. Is an independent and as do it by myself, I do it myself, as you are loved. So what do we got for the love section for Team Virgo? Team Virgo, the Eight of Cups in reverse. Holding on, You feel like your love is holding on by the hair of your chinny chin chin. You know, there might have been some disagreements, some sort of disharmony or fighting or something, but nobody's walking away from this. I mean, I think somebody has thought about walking away from this. There has been disappointment, but for the week of March 10th through the 17th, nobody is walking away from this. It is hanging on by the hair of your chinny chin chin. All right? Hanging on by the hair of your chinny chin chin. And if it has something to do with financial situations, like most people fight over dishes and finances, okay? And I cut it to the King of Pentacles. So if there's an issue with finances, your finances will be okay. All right. If there's like some sort of issue, like if finances are causing a problem, you do have King of Pentacles. So that is like that's plump. All right. That is plump right there. But in your relationship sector, nobody's walking away. It's like you're giving it one more shot, give it one more go around. It's hanging on by a thread, but it's hanging on. All right. And remember, this is not an end all be all. This is not energy that is written in stone. This is just in the current timeline right now as we speak for the week of March 10th through the 17th, okay? So keep your head up. Venus is in retrograde, all right? And that is the ruler of our love section. So be mindful that these energies will pass, okay? It's not going to be like this forever. All right. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for being part of the sanctuary. Keep an eye out for my new website revamp. And if you would like a personal reading, you can email me at s.y.l.sayyoulove@gmail.com and I will get back to you as soon as possible. All right. And until next time, be good to yourself and others, always and always. Vroom, beep, beep. Spread that unconditional love to the ley lines of the planet.